news alert for you. House Speaker Paul Ryan making it official in front of the press. He will not be the Republican presidential nominee. Hi, everyone. I'm Gretchen Carlson. Welcome to The Real Story today. So he's going to address the RNC just over an hour from now to rule out a presidential run, quote, once and for all. But before that, he talked to a Fox News radio affiliate, WISN, in Wisconsin, about it earlier today. Take a listen.
Look, I made a really clear choice not to run for president. Therefore, I will not be nominated. I will not allow my name to be placed in a nomination, and it will not be me. It's just I don't know how I can be clearer than that. My strong opinion is if it goes to an open convention, and we don't know the answer to that yet, it seems like it's very much a possibility. My answer is the delegates should pick among the people who actually ran for president this year. I didn't.
So there's been plenty of speculation because of fundraisers he's attended and videos put out by his office. Some say it resembled a campaign commercial. Joining me now, Colorado Republican Senator Cory Gardner. Senator, great to have you back on The Real Story. So Paul Ryan making it official again and again. He's not running for president. He doesn't want his name to be on any ballot. What do you make of it?
Well, I think that's about as close to the full Sherman as you can get. Somebody, I will not run for president. I will not allow my name to be nominated. That's about as close to you can get in what H.W. Brands describes in his book on Reagan. The Sherman that says, no way, no how. I think the only trick left for Paul Ryan now is to, I guess, resort to Jedi mind tricks, saying there's no way I'll run.
Well, he's apparently going to come in front of the cameras about an hour from now to do just that. I mean, listen, Senator, this has been ginned up by actually members of Congress over the last couple of weeks who have said, yeah, I'd put his name out there. And with all the talk about a contested convention, I guess a lot of people were thinking, why not?
You know, it does look like right now we're heading toward an open convention, but I don't think it's going to be anybody other than the three people who are in the race today, Governor Kasich, Senator Cruz, and Donald Trump. And I think that's what the people who have gone to the nomination assemblies, primary votes, and everything else are expecting. One of the three will be our nominee.
All right, so let's talk about your state, because there was quite a ruckus there over the weekend, in case you didn't hear about it. You're defending Colorado and its delegate nominating process against the attacks that have been coming from Donald Trump, calling it corrupt. In a series of biting tweets like these, here's what you have been saying. If you can't figure out the Colorado GOP delegate process, how can you figure out how to balance the national budget? Ouch. Plus this one, if you cannot navigate the Colorado GOP convention, what is your plan for Putin? And finally, quote, how on earth are you going to defeat ISIS if you can't figure out the Colorado GOP convention, hashtag CO politics? I guess we know how you feel about Trump calling your state corrupt.
Well, look, this is a grassroots process. This is a process that our previous GOP chairman has said has been in place for nearly 100 years. The fact is, people started months ago showing up at their neighbor's house for the precinct caucus. 65,000 plus people have participated in this event. The grassroots delegates get elected to the county assembly. They get elected to the state convention. Donald Trump has known the exact rules of the game since last August, and he was never upset about it until he lost Colorado, until he got swept away in Colorado. In fact, there was no sign of the Trump meltdown until Ted Cruz won all 34 delegates.
All right, let's talk about how serious this has become, though, because now we're talking about death threats to the gentleman who runs the GOP in your state. So this is what Steve House put on his Facebook page: death threats over running a caucus instead of a primary because it is the law here, and over the fact that one candidate had a better strategy. Shame on the people who think somehow that it is right to threaten me and my family. Where do we live anyway? A third world country. What do you say to that, Senator? Because is this an example of how divisive this race has become?
Well, I think it's divisive, and I think any responsible candidate would immediately and should immediately say that's enough, and the people who are making those kinds of threats to Chairman House or his family must stop, and stop now. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable in any election form, and we don't do that in Colorado or the United States of America, and so including the state of Colorado. So the bottom line is this: Donald Trump had an opportunity to show up in Colorado. He had a chance to work the delegates, to work the grassroots. He didn't do it. Ted Cruz showed up. He worked the delegates. He put in the time. He showed up at the convention. Elections are won by those who show up. That's the end of the story, as I said in the tweet last night, and Donald Trump missed his opportunity. I spoke with a number of Donald Trump delegates at the convention. I was on the floor. I was there the full day, just like everybody else. These are thousands of people who traveled hundreds of miles in many instances away from work and away from family to be a part of this process. And for Donald Trump to besmirch them, to criticize them, to accuse them of acting in an evil or ill-fated manner, it's simply unacceptable.
All right. From a Coloradian. Do you call yourself a Coloradan?
Coloradan, you got it.
Coloradan. Okay. The senator, one of them from there, Cory Gardner. Thank you.